Well, good morning to another Front Porch Friday. A couple days ago, it dawned on me that today, this Friday, would be Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy birthday, Jesus. And if you don't believe that way, Merry Christmas to you anyway. Remember, He is the reason for the season. So, a week or so ago, but I guess, well, now about 2 weeks. Easy there. I've seen that Shawn James put out a video that he's moving. At first I thought it was clickbait, but he really doesn't, he's not the kind of creator that makes clickbait. So I watched it, and as I watched it, I was sad and I was mad. And you know, it could happen to me. It could happen to me. It could happen to a lot of y'all. And you really need to pay attention to this. This is a warning for people looking to buy off-grid property. Sometimes there is a reason why off-grid property is cheap. And I'm not saying his land was cheap by any means. He poured his sweat, blood, and soul in that place, and it hurts me to see him have to make that decision. So anyway, if you don't know Shawn James, here's who he is. Okay, for those of you who do not know who Shawn James is, he is a very, very, very popular YouTuber that has two channels, one called Shawn James, the other called My Self Reliance. Has probably by far the most popular off-grid video on YouTube. I think it's titled, I Spent 2 Years in the Wilderness Alone. The last time I checked, it had over 21 million views. Okay, so, and he does videos on off-grid living, wilderness living, building off-grid structures and stuff like that. I don't know the man personally, never met him. But from watching his videos, he's a pretty down-to-earth guy. So, pretty good guy. I've heard others say the same thing. So, that's who Shawn James is. And here is what has transpired in his life. And I'll leave the links to his channels below. You need to check him out if you haven't already, but I'm sure most of you know who he is. There was some land by Shawn for sale. Now his land, from what I understand, backs up to Crown land. And if you're don't know what Crown land is, it's like a national forest in Canada. It's basically the national forest in Canada. It's just called Crown land because the Crown owns it. The Crown and the Sheriff owns it. I don't know about the Sheriff. But anyway, so the person who bought this land by Shawn was able to get a right-of-way to it. Now here in the States, or at least here in Oklahoma, we have what we call section lines. Some section lines are open, some section lines are closed. And it can get hairy as to whether you can open one up, whether you can't, blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently in Canada, there are right-of-ways. They may not be developed right-of-ways, But if somebody buys some land in these right-of-ways, then they have the right to put a driveway or a road in to their land. Well, apparently this is what happened to Shawn. So this guy who bought this property had it surveyed and is going to put a road in within very close to Shawn's property and his off-grid property, off-grid homes. So now that this person will put this road in, it can also be accessed by anyone who's going to the Crown land. It's like the government says, okay, you built the road, but it goes to Crown land also, or goes through Crown land. I'm not sure which. So it by law, you have to allow anybody to walk down this road who's going to visit the Crown land. So he could have total strangers walking up and down the road within just a few, I think it's within 100 feet. So that's not very far. It's like 35 yards, 33 yards. I look at everything in yards because I'm a bow hunter, and I know quicker how many yards is in feet. So that is one of the biggest problems. And if you're here in the States, like I said, it can be, or at least in Oklahoma, I'm sure it's other section lines, other right-of-ways that aren't developed, but a property owner could have rights to develop that right-of-way. It's definitely something you want to look into when you're buying off-grid property. Really want to look into that. You know, I could be in the same situation. There's lots around me that people obviously own. They could buy those and move in and just, you know, and that's my biggest fear. This place across the road is supposedly in probate. I don't know how you find out about it. But when it comes out of probate, it could be sold. And so many heathens move in there, you know? And my little peaceful neck of the woods could be no more. There's people owning lots around here. They could move in and next to me. I don't own a whole bunch of land. My plan is to buy the lots surrounding me as I can afford it. I'd really love to buy this whole house, but that's like an acre and a half or something like that. Just pulling into one of my favorite stores. It's a drive, but you know, from my place, but I think it's worth it. The other issue that Shawn has had was that he has had his neighbors harassing him and his family. You know, I didn't move out off-grid to be harassed. All I can say is Shawn probably has handled it a lot better than I would have. I try to take the high road when I can. Doesn't always go that way though. I've been known to get down in the mud with the pigs, get down on their level. They have done things like put a speaker at their property line facing his property, his house, playing loud noises, music, stuff like that, to try and disrupt him filming YouTube videos. Who in the crap has that much damn time on their hands to screw with somebody else like that? They put game cameras out watching his gate. You know, they have put his address out on the internet. And then you get some wackos. Apparently some wacko showed up trying to camp out by his place or something. You know, it got to the point that his wife and daughter no longer feel safe going out there to his off-grid property, and they don't. Man, I tell you what. Okay, got some groceries in. So I guess it's time to head back to the cabin. So these neighbors of his have went as far as to, I guess, post pictures online of his family. Wow, I can't really say what I want to about that. Although I will just say I'm glad we live in a country that has the castle laws. I'm a peace-loving man. You know what? Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. You help me, I'll help you. I'll probably ask if you need help first. Start screwing with me and my family, and it's not going to end well for either one of us. Now, they've done all kinds of things, like post a lot of his information on the internet. What business is it of theirs? Why would someone go to that length? I don't understand people like that. And it all comes down to they're freaking jealous that he's a popular YouTuber. That's it. He's had to call the law on him before. It's ridiculous. Like I said, so his solution was to buy even more property even further out and start over. And that breaks my heart, because I know the work that I put in my property already just in 6 months. And if you watched his channel for any length of time, you know the amount of work he's put into his property. Got a longhouse on it, got that beautiful off-grid cabin. Man, oh man. I tell you what, I give all that up, but when you start threatening me and my family, there's going to be trouble coming your way. I feel for the man. He's got a beautiful place he should have been for his family, him and his family and friends to enjoy, but some people have ruined it for him. And I bet they're just so giddy about that they run him off, made him go to, find new property. Oh, I bet they're just all proud of themselves. Better be glad you don't live next to me. These people even went as far as to, I guess Shawn was having a pond dug on his property and some land cleared, and so he had someone come in with heavy equipment and do all that. Well, these people went as far as to record that noise, that sound. Later on, they broadcasted over loudspeakers, pointed towards his place, and it was played so loud that people over a mile away could hear it. So sorry about the sun, he really had no other choice than to call the law. And he said the officer told him that the address wasn't real clear, or he didn't have a good directions to the property, but that he stopped and he could hear that noise over a mile away and just followed it until he got to the property. That's how loud it was. Who the hell does that? Plus, you got to listen to it too. Do you walk around with earplugs in? These people, mental. And you can't trust mental people. I mean, seriously, who does this? You are just stinking rotten. You're a no good human being if you do this to harass other people. I'm sorry. If you've got that much time on your hands, you need to be putting it helping somebody else or minding your own business. Come on, get out. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about this situation. Have any of y'all been in the same predicament? I mean, either neighbor screwing with you, or some utility or government entity want to go across your land, or how would y'all handle it? How did you handle it? I'd like to think that I handled it the same way Shawn did, but if I'm being honest with you, I really don't know if I could have done that. I mean, I'm always looking for the next adventure, but man, I sure hate to give up this place. So anyway, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Thank y'all for watching. I've been all the way around this fire pit. Wind's supposed to be out of that direction. I started, it was out of this direction, but it chases me around. I'm comfy right here, I'm not moving. So anyway, that's the size of it. And you know, it's probably a downer for a Christmas Front Porch Friday, but just really has weighed heavy on my heart. People so jealous, so envious that somebody's making a living off of YouTube that they've got to go to those extremes. How sad does your life have to be to partake in actions like that? You either leave a sad life, or you're mentally challenged. You're mentally off. Okay. Just I can't fathom that. I can't fathom that. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll have another. I guess we'll have another Front Porch Friday on New Year's edition. Now that may be more upbeat. But I hope every one of you have an awesome holiday, awesome weekend. Catch you on the next one.